scheduled for September 13, 2016. It's now 6 p.m. We'll start by roll call.
Honorable Mayor Bilbrey.
Present.
Honorable Vice Mayor Dyer.
Present.
Honorable Councilwoman Norris.
Present.
Honorable Councilwoman Green.
Present.
Honorable Councilman Hurd.
Present.
We'll start with our invocation, which will be led by Mr. Wayne Neighbors.
Thank you so much. Let's pray. Father, thank you. You're an awesome God, and we are so blessed. Father, I just thank you for the wonderful folks in Allgood, Tennessee, and thank you, Lord, that we have the freedom of being able to be in government and to serve and to have that privilege and honor. So I thank you for the folks, Lord, who daily elect to serve and to give themselves for these wonderful folks. I ask you to bless the proceedings tonight and everything that's said and done. May it honor and glorify you. Thank you for your blessings on this great city. May they just continue to be blessed and blessed and blessed. In Jesus' mighty name, amen.
Amen.
Pledge of Allegiance will be led by Roger Williams.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay.
Mr. Wayne Neighbors, if you would step up, please, sir. Ladies, if you would step down.
Do we need to take our microphones off? We need to come down there?
It'll be fine. Just step down in front. Or you just want to do it up here?
Are you going to swear him up? Where's
We usually do it right here in front.
right here? Okay, great. Have you seen? Hold the mic. You're a good man. All right. Ready? Jennifer, if you put your left hand on the Bible, raise your right hand. Are you ready? You repeat after me. By the way, it is absolutely without a doubt my honor to come and swear you in for another term on the city council of Allgood. Thank you tonight. Thank you all of you. Bless your heart. Ready?
Ready.
I, Jennifer Robinson Green,
I, Jennifer Robinson Green,
of Putnam County, Tennessee,
of Putnam County, Tennessee,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will perform
that I will perform
with fidelity
with fidelity
the duties of city councilman
the duties of City Councilman
for Allgood, Tennessee,
for Allgood, Tennessee,
in Putnam County,
in Putnam County,
to which I have been elected,
to which I have been elected,
and which duties
and which duties
I'm about to assume,
I am about to assume,
and in all respects
and to all respects
observe the provisions
observe the provisions
of the charter
of the Charter
and ordinances
and ordinances
of the city of Allgood,
of the City of Allgood,
that I will support
that I will support
the Constitution
the Constitution
of the United States of America
of the United States of America
and the Constitution
and the Constitution
of the State of Tennessee
of the State of Tennessee
to the best of my skill
to the best of my skill
and ability.
and ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Let me let her sign for me. If you'll sign one, and I have 2 copies tonight. This one's for you.
Okay.
Excellent. All right. Excellent. One more. Great. All right. I will keep these right here. Thank you again, my honor.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. All right, Miss Carolyn, are you ready? Miss Shane is going to hold the Bible for us tonight, and also say what a tremendous honor it is for me tonight. Thank you. that you came to left hand there, raise your right hand. Here we go. I, Carolyn Norris, of Putnam County, Tennessee, do solemnly swear that I will perform with fidelity the duties of city councilman for all good Tennessee in Putnam County, to which I've been elected, and which duties I'm about to assume, and in all respects observe the provisions of the charter and ordinances of the city of Ogden, and I will support the Constitution of the United States of America and the Constitution of the State of Tennessee, to the best of my skill and ability, so help me God. Congratulations. Sign in 3 places for me. Number 1 right here, and this pretty one's gonna be for you. All right. Excellent. All right. Next. Excellent. One more. Right, great. Thank you again. Bless you so much. All right. Now I'll leave copies with.
Yes, sir. We appreciate it.
Mayor, council, thank you all so much.
Thank you, Mr.
Honor to be
Neighbors.
here tonight. And, thank you, Keith, for everything you do. Appreciate it. Thanks to all of you.
Councilperson Green, would you like to say anything?
Thank you, Wayne, for doing what you did tonight. And it's an honor to get to serve again for the community of Allgood.
Councilperson?
Thank you, Mr. Wayne. I'm just glad I got to serve Allgood again.
We'll say welcome back to those two. We'll continue. Consider approval of the agenda as presented. I think everybody's had a chance to review that. Is there any questions?
I'll make a motion.
Motion?
Second.
Motion second on the floor. Roll call vote.
Mayor Bilbrey,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Dyer,
Yes.
Honorable Norris,
Yes.
Honorable Green,
Yes.
Honorable Hurd.
Yes.
Consider approval of minutes of council meeting held on August the 9th, 2016. I think everybody's had a chance to review those minutes as well. Is there any discussion?
Move approval.
I'll second.
Approval and second on the floor. Roll call vote.
Mayor Bilbrey,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Dyer,
Yes.
Honorable Norris,
Yes.
Honorable Green,
Yes.
Honorable Hurd.
Yes.
Consider approval to suspend the reading of resolution 315-16, 316-16, and ordinance 611-16. We'll take each one of those up shortly. Is there any discussion on those?
Move approval.
Second.
Approval and second. Roll call vote.
Mayor Bilbrey,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Dyer,
Yes.
Honorable Norris,
Yes.
Honorable Green,
Yes.
Honorable Hurd.
Yes.
Next item, consider approval of and receive certified election results from the Election Commission for the municipal election held on August the 4th, 2016. I think everybody's got a copy of those numbers and everything in their packet.
Yes.
Is there any discussion there?
I'll make a motion.
Motion.
I'll second.
Motion second on the floor. Roll call.
Mayor Bilbrey,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Dyer,
Yes.
Honorable Norris,
Yes.
Honorable Green,
Yes.
Honorable Hurd.
Yes.
Consider approval of resolution 315-16, authorizing the city of Ogwood to participate in the pool's Safety Partners Matching Grant Program. Keith, would you like to speak to that?
Yes, we have to have a resolution authorizing us to participate in this. This is a matching grant program to buy safety materials, including cones, vests, barricades, things of that nature, and would replace 50% of our cost on any of those items that we would normally buy anyway.
Any discussion?
I'll move approve.
I'll second.
Motion second on the floor, roll call.
Mayor Bilbrey,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Dyer,
Yes.
Honorable Norris,
Yes.
Honorable Green,
Yes.
Honorable Hurd.
Yes.
Consider approval of resolution 316-16, authorizing the city of Ogwood to participate in the Pools James L. Richardson Driving Safety Matching Grant Program. Keith, would you like to speak to that?
Yes, this is a TML matching grant program. This year they changed it. Usually it only does driver safety training. This year they're allowing the grant to do a 50% reimbursement to use backup cameras, and so we're going to try several sets of cameras and test those on vehicles to see how they do. One would be the commercial garbage truck, because we were looking to put a 2-camera system on that anyway, and this will pay for 50% of our cost on any of those. We were not planning on spending more than about $800, which would match, and we'd only be out about $400 on this grant.
Okay. Discussion?
Make a motion.
Second.
Motion second on the floor, roll call vote.
Mayor Bilbrey,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Dyer,
Yes.
Honorable Norris,
Yes.
Honorable Green,
Yes.
Honorable Hurd.
Yes.
Next item, the floor will now be open for public comment on ordinance 611-16, considering approval of first reading of ordinance 611-16 to provide a tax levy for the fiscal year ending June 30th, 2017. Keith, would you like to speak to that?
We need to open the floor up. The state has sent a notice that after the CTR was passed, that we needed to republish a notice in the correct format prior to our next meeting and allow public comment before ratifying or revising the tax rate.
Is there anybody want to speak to that in the audience? There's been some confusion on this. I've been contacted by the property assessor and talked to him. Also talked to the comptroller's office. Keith as well had spoke to him, and there'd been some confusion as to whether we should have advertised this meeting 7 days, 10 days. Keith, what were you told by Nashville?
State Board of Equalization said there's no specified date in the statute. I have the statutes, TCA 67-5-1702. Says the governing body shall advertise its intent to exceed the certified tax rate in a newspaper of general circulation in the county. The chief executive officer of the county or municipality, as appropriate, shall within 30 days after publication furnish to the State Board of Equalization an affidavit of publication, and the governing body, after public hearing, may adopt a resolution or an ordinance levying a tax rate in excess of the certified tax rate. In our case, we will have to pass an ordinance, as that's the way we passed the tax rate the first time.
Okay. And in essence, I guess since this was a year when we had reassessments, if you look at it one way, of course you can look at funny math any way you want to, basically the people of the city is paying more taxes this year than they did last year because there was a reappraisal. If we drop that tax rate down, we would keep them paying the same amount of taxes. One way you could look at it is if we pass it or leave it the same, in essence, the tax rates went up this year. They're paying more on their tax card than what they did last year. To me, when we talk about not raising taxes, if this passes and we keep the rate the same that we have, we're raising taxes. Is that the way y'all understand that? Is that right, Keith?
I don't know if that's 100% true unless they've made some kind of change or modification to the property to improve it. The .5123 wouldn't change unless you'd made something to change your property value.
When you look when I spoke to the property assessor, he said that the majority of everybody's taxes was assessed higher, which meant if you keep the rate the same, the tax that they're going to be paying is going to be going up. So,
I know as a business owner, I'll pay probably $3,000-$4,000 more in taxes.
so basically the tax, it raised.
Just look,
And we
0.5,
didn't
that's
keep it the
50% on, not that I'm for the city, but I mean, just out of due respect, that having a business, wouldn't it be 50%, 50 cents on the dollar on a property? Is that right?
It's
Explain it to us, Keith.
.5123 currently. The certified tax rate would be .4887, which is about 3 cents on the 100. So
Is this something that
that's
should
not
be
much.
tabled? And we
You
get
can't
more
table it.
information on
Table it.
Well, they've gotta have it. by
They've got to have it.
I've got to have this to the state. We've got to hold a special call meeting September 20th. If we don't get this done, it will hold up the tax card printing.
Why are we just now finding out about it?
Well,
How long have you known about it?
we just found out about it last week because we had to get you to sign the certified tax rate, which I tracked you down and got you to sign. Also, apparently, there was a letter sent to the mayors back in March telling them that we would have to do the newspaper article this way. The only thing that's wrong with the tax rate is the fact that the newspaper article was not correct according to the state.
When I look at the calculation form for the certified tax rate that came from the property assessor's office, it's dated 7/21/2016. That's the middle of July.
You didn't sign it till the end of August.
This is not assigned where I signed this. This is.
I know, but we tracked you down and had to try to get you to sign this. This is what I brought to you and had you to sign.
Okay. I just think, our promises to folks that elected us is to hold the taxes where they are.
So give us just a quick rundown, Keith, of where our taxes are and what change would be done after this is voted in.
You're bringing in a little over $320,000 a year just on property taxes. This changes, if you leave it where it's at, you're probably going to look at maybe $330,000 total property tax. You mean you're talking about $8,000 or $10,000. Our property tax is minimal compared to our sales tax and other things that run the city of Allgood.
So how much is it gonna go up?
3 cents on the 100. I don't see it going up a whole lot. I mean, I don't see much change there.
I wish this was brought to our attention before.
Work meeting probably
This is
nice.
just.
Well, we
what I
called
wanted to-
Steve, we called Steve Pierce back in March, April, May when we were working on the budget. He could not give us an answer. The certified tax rate did not pass his office, as the mayor stated, till the end of June. It was the end of August before I got the mayor's signature on the paper. When we sent it to the state, they come back and said, we need you to redo the tax rate and republish the meeting. And you can change this ordinance tonight if you wish to do so, back to the .4887, or you can let it go at the .5123. But it needs to be changed tonight so that second reading is official and I can get the mayor to sign the ordinance and send it back to the state for the tax cards to be printed.
Is the .48, is that what we're currently on right now?
We're
That is what the
0.51.
state says would keep us at dead even on property tax intake, but that is just a rough calculation, so it's not going to be exact.
Well, it's better than raising it to a point, what'd you say, .5?
.5123 is what we've had it at for the last 3 years or 4.
That's what it has been for 3 years before.
Yes. The last time I believe it was changed was in 2011. And I want to think the tax rate before that was .54 something maybe, .5478, somewhere around there.
I make a motion, we keep it at the point.
Hang on, we need to close the public floor for comment.
Sorry, didn't want to get too big hurry. Is there any discussion? Okay.
There's a question that should do it tonight. There's a municipal budget law, 1982, and it says government body of each municipal shall be published in proposed operating budget and budgetary comparison of the proposed budget with the prior year's actual figures and the current year's estimated figures. The publication shall be in the newspaper, general circulation, and shall be published not less than 10 days prior to the meeting where the governing body will finalize the passage of the budget. Code, Tennessee Code annotated 656206B2 What you said and what this says is two different things.
That's a budget, this is a tax rate levy. The
This
budget's
is
the overall
changing- this is
expenditures.
changing your budget.
We're not changing the budget, we're changing the tax rate levy, which is usually passed with the budget. I have the state law here, I've talked to Kelsey Jones, this is the proper way to do it.
This is not, a state law, code annotated?
I didn't say it wasn't state law, but it's about budgets, not tax rate levies.
It's the budget.
TCA 67-5-1702 says no tax rate excess of the certified tax rate as provided for in 67-5-1701 shall be levied by the governing body of any county or of any municipality until a resolution or ordinance has been approved by the governing body according to the following procedure. The governing body shall advertise its intent to exceed the certified tax rate in a newspaper of general circulation in the county, and the chief executive officer of the county or municipality, as appropriate, shall within 30 days after publication furnish to the State Board of Equalization affidavit of publication from the Herald Citizen. The governing body, after public hearing, may adopt a resolution or ordinance levying a tax rate in excess of the certified tax rate. From the state of Tennessee, State Board of Equalization, the simplest cure to fix your tax rate would be to republish a notice in the correct format, which we have done, prior to next meeting, and allow public comment before ratifying or revising the tax rate, not changing the budget.
So there's no date limit on it, 5 days?
Not according to
17
the
days.
TCA 67-5-1702.
So everything else has a date that you have to publish, but this doesn't?
You need to talk to the state about that. That's state law.
Okay. I'm having a problem. When did your office get this thing from the state?
We just got this in the last week. We found out about it.
So somebody's been holding it
They
since
called it.
since July
This started June 21st when the CTR come in. The mayor signed the CTR at the end of August. We turned it in immediately. And then they come back September and called us and said that wasn't good enough. We need to change
It's
it.
taken you till
If the mayor
July,
had,
August, September to find him in all good?
well, I've sent him messages and then I called him and had to take it to his office. It's not my problem to have to get him to sign stuff. I do the best I can.
And I'll address that.
All right.
I
I find that hard to
I-
believe.
I-
I really find that hard to believe.
I ain't moved in 20 years, but you've got my phone number. I think you could have probably got it.
I've called you.
You called, well, that's funny, because my phone shows, and we won't go into it, but my phone shows missed calls too as well. But that's not neither here nor there. That brings us back to the point of where we are. I make a motion that we place it at .4887, I think is what you said, Keith. Motion fails for lack of second. Okay, any other motions on the floor?
Make a motion that we keep our tax rate at its current rate at .51.
I will second that.
Okay, we have a motion and a second on the floor. Roll call.
Mayor Bilbrey,
No.
Vice Mayor Dyer,
Yes.
Honorable Norris,
Yes.
Honorable Green,
Yes.
Honorable Hurd.
Yes.
Consider approval to authorize the city administrator to sign an agreement with the Tennessee Central Heritage Trails Authority for maintenance and patrol of the rail trail. Keith, would I speak to that?
What's happening now is we're nearing the end of construction on the rail trail. Originally, the Tennessee Central Heritage Rail Trail Authority was to be responsible for maintenance and upkeep of the rail trail, which, if they contract that work out, would increase our expense at the current state. Since we don't have a lot of rail trail in Allgood, I think it's in our best interest if we maintain the weed eating and clean it up for a year or two. This will be reviewed annually, and we'll just keep it up on our end. Cook will keep up their end, and Putnam County will help out as well. What this is authorizing is for me to sign the agreement, just saying we'll do the maintenance as the city of Allgood. We have made sure the TML rail trail policy will cover us in the instance that anything was to happen liability-wise on the trail because of us doing the maintenance. Once this is signed, it'll come back for your approval to make sure everything looks good with you guys. This just needs to be done prior to opening, so we make sure we keep it clean and keep it up. And it's going to be open here end of September, 1st of October, probably before the next meeting.
It looks great.
Thank you.
I'll make a motion.
I'd like to make a comment. Have you considered the amount of time it's gonna take our public works to keep that rails clean every week?
At this time, I don't think it's going to be a major necessity. You know, in a couple of years, I think we're going to have to reevaluate and tell the rail authority they're going to have to figure out another way, because once you start talking about maintaining the pavement, fencing upgrades and fixes and things like that, I think it will become an issue. But right now, I think just general cleaning and weed eating isn't going to be a major time consumption factor. If it does within the next year, then we'll go back to the Trail Authority and tell them this just isn't working.
Is that something that we should add into our 5-year plan for upkeep?
At some point, we're going to have to pay the Rail Trail Authority more money to keep it up. But at this point, we haven't realized what that expense is going to be, and they haven't really outlined what all is going to be encumbered over the next few years. So as the trail ages, of course, there will be more maintenance and upkeep, and that will be added to our rail trail contribution each year to do that upkeep and keep it up at that point. We had a motion, I believe, from Carolyn.
I'll second.
Okay, motion and second on the floor, roll call?
Mayor Bilbrey,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Dyer,
Yes.
Honorable Norris,
Yes.
Honorable Green,
Yes.
Honorable Hurd.
Yes.
Next item, consider approval to declare a 1998 M10 cargo truck as surplus. Keith?
This is one of the cargo trucks we've gotten through the military program. We've had this truck for about 1.5 to 2 years. We've used it extensively for many, many projects. We're just ready to get rid of it before we have to put any money into it, and it's still running, so right now it'd be worth more money.
How much?
The one we
Estimated.
just sold went for a little over $8,000.
We got it for free?
Yes, just the fuel to pick it up.
Motion.
Second.
Motion second on the floor, roll call vote?
Who's second? Carolyn?
Yes.
Yep.
Thank you. Mayor Bilbrey,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Dyer,
Yes.
Honorable Norris,
Yes.
Honorable Green,
Yes.
Honorable Hurd.
Yes.
Consider approval to declare 2 military cargo trailers as surplus property. Keith?
These were 2 cargo trailers we picked up with the cargo truck that we brought back. These have dual axle, one at the front, one at the back. We've tried to use them for several things. They're not functioning well for our purpose and require too much space. So at this point, we've had them for about 1.5 years, and I feel it's best we just get rid of them.
Motion.
Second.
Motion second on the floor, roll call vote?
Mayor Bilbrey,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Dyer,
Yes.
Honorable Norris,
Yes.
Honorable Green,
Yes.
Honorable Hurd.
Yes. I have a
Consider-
question.
Yes.
So we get this from government, gov.com surplus?
It's military surplus through the
So we
police
get it
department.
free, we get equipment free, old Army National Guard equipment.
Yes.
Leased and halves. And, couldn't we just get free equipment and just put it on another auction and make some money?
You have to keep it and provide that
years?
you are using it sufficiently for your purpose. Once you've used it for at least a year, if it's at the point you feel like you're afraid you're going to have to do something else with it, you can request that LISO program release it to you for sale, and then the governing body has to reduce it for auction, which is what we're doing tonight. The last one you all approved for auction was about 2 months ago. It closed last week, and they're scheduled to pick it up this week. The total sale of that was $8,123 and some change, and that will go back to the city of Allgood.
Okay. Consider approval to declare the 2009 Crown Vic with a VIN number of 2F8HP71 Victor 79X10053 as surplus. Keith?
This is a 2009 Crown Vic. It's one of the cars that is sitting at the garage. We have 3 Crown Vics left in the rotation. One has an air conditioning problem, one needs tires. At this point, we should have the fleet plan completed with chargers, and I'm just asking approval to sell this vehicle while it's still got some value left in it.
Motion.
Second.
Motion second on the floor, roll call?
Mayor Bilbrey,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Dyer,
Yes.
Honorable Norris,
Yes.
Honorable Green,
Yes.
Honorable Hurd.
Yes.
Consider approval to declare the 2009 Crown Vic with a VIN number of 2F8HP71V69X139703 as surplus. Keith?
Same as before, it's an additional Crown Vic to declare surplus and clear out.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Motion second on the floor, roll call vote?
Mayor Bilbrey,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Dyer,
Yes.
Honorable Norris,
Yes.
Honorable Green,
Yes.
Honorable Hurd.
Yes.
Consider approval to declare a 2006 Crown Vic with a VIN number of 2FAHP76W76X123336 as surplus. Keith?
The oldest Crown Vic left, we're just asking for surplus to get rid of it.
Okay.
Motion.
Second.
Motion second on the floor. Roll call?
Mayor Bilbrey,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Dyer,
Yes.
Honorable Norris,
Yes.
Honorable Green,
Yes.
Honorable Hurd.
Yes.
Consider approval to declare 2014 Dodge Charger with VIN number of 2C3C0XAT7 Echo H190597 as surplus and to be sold to an agency for fair market value or auction on Gov Deals. Keith?
This will be the first of the fleet cars to leave the system. This is the black Dodge Charger. It has approximately 37,000 miles. We're asking for the option to sell it to an agency, as we've had several agencies ask and are interested in these. And we'll have to find fair market value and sit down with those and work out what the fair market price would be. If that fails, then we would like to auction it on Gov Deals and see what the car will bring.
And these cars were purchased what year?
These cars were purchased in 14, I believe.
This starts the
What?
fleet plan rotation.
13. These were the first, two of the
13.
first cars we bought in rotation.
16. So we keep them every 3 years?
Should be every 3 to 4 years and be sold by 40 to 45,000 miles to get maximum value.
2 vehicles or 4 vehicles?
There's 2 Dodge Chargers. There's one that is the black one. The other Dodge Charger that is on here will be a white marked up unit. Again, we'll try to sell that to another agency to obtain as much value as we can without having to strip anything off the car and worry about having to deal with who we sell it to.
How much were they purchased for, and how much money do we put into them?
We'll have to get you the numbers. We haven't gathered all the numbers yet. The only thing we've really had to do to them is brakes, tires, and oil changes.
Where's the chief of police?
He's at training tonight. Once these sell, I can give you a total cost of ownership. I can show you what we paid, what service we've had to them, and what they sold for, and what it cost us to keep the cars.
Okay.
Make a motion.
Second.
Motion second on the floor. Roll call vote?
Mayor Bilbrey,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Dyer,
Yes.
Honorable Norris,
Yes.
Honorable Green,
Yes.
Honorable Hurd.
Yes.
Consider approval to declare 2014 Dodge Charger VIN number 2C3CDXATXEH146626 as surplus to be sold to an agency for fair market value or auction on Gov Deals. Keith?
Again, this is a white marked unit. We would like the option to try to sell it to an agency and get as much money as we can out of it with all equipment on it. If that fails, we'll go to auction on Gov Deals, try to do agency again. And if that fails, then we'll strip it and sell it general public.
What's the miles on this one?
About the same, about 37,000.
Mayor, how do you feel about these vehicles? You riding one?
Well, our officer safety is number one.
Yeah.
I mean, you gotta take care of them. You don't want them riding around and one that's trashed out. I mean, our vehicles that we have, through my employers, some of which they can't be helped, you know, legislature passes those. Some of those will run 150, 180,000 miles on them. So if we can do this, and we can turn a profit because our employer's not looking to turn a profit. We're looking to make sure that we keep our costs down with this multiple that they're starting up.
The hoped and estimated return on these is that we're going to sell them for around 23.
Yeah, I
That's
think
what we're
they
hoping.
said 23 when they first started out, and you gave what you have now?
26 for the black one. And
The
may-
car itself was 24,000, right at 24,000 after the state bid, and then the equipment to go on it, they averaged out about 26.5, 27.
So you're,
Everything on.
if you can sell them for 23, you're looking 4,000.
And we take the equipment off, or we leave the equipment on there?
We're going to try it each way and see which nets us the best profit. If it looks like we're not going to make enough money with the equipment out of there, we want to start trying to pull the equipment and reuse it.
That's huge savings, actually.
I'll make a motion.
No, second.
Motion second on the floor, roll call vote?
Mayor Bilbrey,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Dyer,
Yes.
Honorable Norris,
Yes.
Honorable Green,
Yes.
Honorable Hurd.
Yes.
Consider approval to declare 9 12-gauge pump Hawk 982, serial number 62130, 62273, 62358, 62392, 62398, 62534 and 62639. Winchester 1300, serial number L2844892. Benelli Nova, serial number Z204200, as surplus to be traded to authorized dealer for fair market value or auction. Keith, would you like to speak to that?
These are 9 12-gauge pumps that are in the armory and are unused. Our intent is to try to trade these to an authorized dealer for the most value, maybe an AR, or see what we can get out of them. If that fails to do what we think we'll do, we're going to try to find a local company to auction them online and do them that way. Whichever we feel will give us the most value, we're going to try to figure out what's going to return the most on these.
Okay.
Pretty much everybody's going to the AR, aren't they? Getting away from the
Yes,
shotgun.
shotguns are a thing of the past. The ARs are the focus now. Of course, these haven't been used in a couple of years, and so at this point, it'd be best for us to try to do something to get some money out of them.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Motion second on the floor. Roll call vote.
Mayor Bilbrey,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Dyer,
Yes.
Honorable Norris,
Yes.
Honorable Green,
Yes.
Honorable Hurd.
Yes.
Consider approval to declare a 1998 Honda Accord VIN number 1HGC55557WA214644 as surplus. Keith?
This is 99, excuse me, this is a 1998 Honda Accord that was received through a drug seizure. At the end of the month, this car it's been awarded to us, but at the end of the month, it will be completely ours with no chance for the owner to get it back. At that point, we'd like to be able to auction it and get rid of it and get it out of the way.
Okay.
Motion.
Second.
Motion second on the floor. Roll call vote.
Mayor Bilbrey,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Dyer,
Yes.
Honorable Norris,
Yes.
Honorable Green,
Yes.
Honorable Hurd.
Yes.
Next item, consider approval to release AEI to continue the fire hall plan. Keith, would you like to speak to that?
AEI started the fire hall plan several years ago. They stopped at just short of the engineering phase. We discussed this through the budget process of changing how that was going to lay out and not having to go inside the old fire hall and remodel, and just be able to turn that over to the ambulance service and let them remodel to get the bunk space they need. The ambulance service got approved for the crew to do 24 hours. They just need the space for the bunks to be able to station a 24-hour ambulance crew, and all good. Originally, we were looking, when I sent the revised plan to AEI, the original estimate was around $668,000. With the changes, he felt like, without great detail of calculation, that it was down to at least $505,000. I think we can cut more than that off, as we've been cutting some dirt work out and trying to do some things to cut back on those costs even more. And so I think that could go down considerably more than that.
Who pays the ambulance? Does the ambulance get a grant to do that from the state?
To do the bunks,
Yeah.
what they will do is have the Putnam County maintenance crew come in and just renovate. What they looked at doing was taking out the main office and having the maintenance crew renovate that to bunk space. They would have 2 bays in the old fire hall for ambulances. One of the bays would remain ours to keep the old fire engine in, and then everything else would go in the new fire hall.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
Motion second on the floor. Roll call vote.
Mayor Bilbrey,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Dyer,
Yes.
Honorable Norris,
Yes.
Honorable Green,
Yes.
Honorable Hurd.
Yes.
Consider approval to purchase a public works / fire truck not to exceed X amount. Keith?
After speaking with Director Jones, he does not feel that new trucks are the best way to go for public works. In either case, he thinks we can find a decent truck at a reasonable price that has not an excessive amount of miles. One option on the fire department truck that we've located is a 2011 Chevrolet Tahoe. It is an SSV model. We think we can get the truck for $18,500, and it only has about 14,000 miles on it. The estimated NADA on that vehicle is about 23, so I think that would be a substantial savings and allow us to continue to move forward with newer vehicles in the program.
Do you not want to put him on a fleet plan too? A used fleet plan? like we talked
Well,
about.
that's what would eventually happen probably is a fleet plan just with the used vehicles. The problem with public works trucks is they get beat up and banged up so much that putting a new truck out there to do that's kind of a harsh environment. So I think we could still maintain some value this way and test the program and see if it works.
How many trucks do we have?
This is a first responder truck that David Judd drives.
Yeah, half and half that time.
Yeah, this is the one that we voted half and half that you all wanted to split.
It puts miles on it too, right?
Right.
Well, I'll tell you how bad it's been, and I know
Can we
this,
get something a little bit up to date? Just a little bit more up to date?
well, I can tell you how bad it's been with the vehicle he's in now, and I know this personally. The man has literally stuck his foot out the door to back that vehicle up. And that's absolutely ridiculous.
Well, if it's that bad, we don't need to have him in it anyway.
We've got to get him out
Take
of
it off
it.
the road.
Is he wanting something
gotta
like
get
a
a truck.
Tahoe, or is he needing
Well, I
something more
agree
like a
with
It's
you.
truck?
not
He
ne-
needs to be out of that truck as of tonight.
Not
That's the
necessarily,
case.
not necessarily what
He wants.
he wants. What we're trying to figure out is to use it as a fire department first responder truck. He has to be able to carry the backboard in it, so it has to be a certain size vehicle to fit that equipment in there. Just any vehicle isn't going to haul that, so we think the SUV would give him the best option to haul equipment as well as the extra gear, and he could still use it for some public works, errand runs, rereads, and things like that.
I'll make a motion to purchase a Public Works Fire Department truck not to exceed $20,000.
Second.
Okay, roll call vote. Do I have a motion second on the floor? Roll call vote.
Mayor Bilbrey,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Dyer,
Yes.
Honorable Norris,
Yes.
Honorable Green,
Yes.
Honorable Hurd.
Yes.
Consider approval to purchase a Public Works Water Department truck not to exceed X number of dollars.
Then this would be Carl Jones' service truck, which has been in the fleet for several years. It's getting quite a few miles on it. Of course, Carl does the after-hours calls when we have water leaks or major problems and has all the equipment needed for a water leak. Again, Director Jones thinks it'd be best to try to find a used truck. We've been looking around. We've found some trucks with 50,000 miles with a utility body that we think we can get for maybe less than $23,000 and still have a decent truck. Now, a utility truck with the utility body is about a $50,000 setup on a 3500 series truck. So the $25,000 mark, I think, is going to be where we kind of need to be to get something decent with low enough miles to work.
What year's that truck now and how kind of condition it's in?
Carl's truck is currently in 07 with 130,000 miles, and we can still use it in the fleet, and if it breaks down, it's not a major thing if it's sitting at the shop for a day or two waiting apart. But as the service truck for water repairs, if it's broke down at the shop for 2 days, it could be,
What kind of truck is it?
it's Chevrolet with the utility bed on it, the toolbox bed.
What we use it for now? We can still use it.
We can still use it. We're not going to get rid of it. It's just as the main repair truck,
What do we use it for?
we can use it for public works, repairs, running errands. We can keep tools in it for other things that need to be repaired. It can still run as a regular daily truck for water repairs and things, but as the main service truck for late night and weekend repair calls, it doesn't need to be out if it's going to take a chance of breaking down.
Is this a two-wheel drive, four-wheel drive that
It's-
we have now?
Currently a two-wheel drive, and the one I think we looked at the other day was two-wheel drive still.
That good enough to get around Victor in the wintertime?
I'll make a motion to purchase a Public Works Water Department truck not to exceed $25,000.
I'll make a motion.
Motion second on the
Second.
floor. Roll call vote.
Mayor Bilbrey,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Dyer,
Yes.
Honorable Norris,
Yes.
Honorable Green,
Yes.
Honorable Hurd.
Yes.
Consider approval to advertise for bids on a telemetry system for the Buck Mountain Water Tank. Keith?
The Buck Mountain Water Tank has been having problems with its communication system to fill and run the pumps. We've been having to run it manual for several weeks now. We've tried everything to fix it. We've tried antennas, we've tried connectors, we've tried calling people. They can't find anything to fix it. The original plan was try to do this with the water system upgrade and just have it as an add-on. But at this point, I don't think we can wait any longer. It's causing so much headache. We need to try to go back with a high tide system, as that's what we've already got Mirandy Road, as well as a lot of the sewer stations on. The Mirandy Road system is working very efficiently. Victor can read the levels in the tank from anywhere. He can see if the pumps are on or off. He can turn them on and off if he needs to. And even if it wasn't communicating well, he would be able to run it from his phone or wherever he needed to. And at this point, I think this is kind of our last option. We've tried everything else in the world to fix it and had no luck.
Well, you answered my question. So basically, the same type of system that we have now?
Yes, it will interact with our system that we got going now.
Okay.
Any other discussion?
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Motion second on the floor, roll call vote?
Mayor Bilbrey,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Dyer,
Yes.
Honorable Norris,
Yes.
Honorable Green,
Yes.
Honorable Hurd.
Yes.
That brings us to our city administrator's report. Keith?
The comparative budget for the month was 16.67%. General fund revenues are at 11.66% at $425,112.96. General fund expense is at 8.46%, which is $323,479.20. The water sewer revenue is 17.73%. It's $278,195.63. The water sewer expense is 11.69% at $184,503.25. Total account balances is $8,096,493.35. The Burton Branch SIA is on schedule to be bid in October. We checked on it. They had a meeting last week and fixed some problems they were having. And now we are still on schedule for an October bid. The estimated completion date of that project is November 2017. The rail trail is expected to be completed by the 1st of October. And as soon as there is a ceremony for the grand opening, I will advise you all of what that date is. The 111 Quinlan Lake red light, I'm proud to say, after quite a while of working on that and dealing with the state and trying to figure out how to get that fixed, I think we've addressed that concern of the green light being visible from Quinlan Lake Road. They've come in and put a blinder system on it that has a complete round circle and it has layers in it. And from what I noticed the other day, you couldn't see any of the light until you just got right dead in front of it and were looking straight into it. So I think that will correct any issues we were having with the visibility of that light. Department heads.
All right, that brings us to the hearing of citizens and/or delegations. If you want to speak, please step to the podium, direct your comments directly to the chair.
I just have one question. I was looking at the budget. I mentioned this last month. Never heard any more out of it. Under the employee medical and dental insurance, the last 3 years, it went 225,000, 243,000, 257,000. And then last year, it ran 241,000. And over in the little notes, it says it's went up 3%. Well, 3% of that is only about like $8,000. But yet, we budgeted 329,000, which is about $80,000 more. It does say here, dollars include the HRA estimate. What is HRA?
HRA is like a health account that pays part of the deductible.
Okay,
It's part of the
so-
program, the insurance.
So
The other-
if it goes up 3% and you only spent 242,000 this year, why are we budgeting $330,000?
The other issue is the change in employee status. When you change employees, they don't always count the same. Like somebody may count
But I
single
see it.
versus
But I see
married
it.
versus,
None of this has happened in the last 3 years? And
Not as
the
much as
biggest
it
spread
has.
you've had- The biggest spread you've had here is $30,000.
costs are going up. The council's reviewing that. We're trying to look at options and we're going to try to bring back some stuff.
Hey Keith, how do we spend our HRA? I have an HRA.
That's controlled by Blue Cross Blue Shield. Employee pays the first $1,000, then after that, the HRA starts picking up and controlling it. And then they send back to the employee how much they owe versus how much the HRA employs.
Do they pay a max? Like, there's a max you can.
They do have a max,
HRA.
I'm not sure.
Do they pay the full max in the insurance?
No, they do not pay the full max. They pay up to the deductible amount.
So what you're saying is you got a $60,000 buffer in there, basically.
We've had to look at what we estimated the expenses are based on what the employees are.
The budget was, I don't see how you can look at this the last 3 years and come up with a $80,000 increase.
Well-
When you're saying there's 3%.
Right.
Does anybody ask that question? That's 2 or 3 police cars. That's what your taxes that you raised tonight went up more. And you did raise the taxes tonight, even though you did say you wasn't going to
You
do
need to
that.
address him, not us.
I'm sorry, well, I mean, I'm sorry, but the council's read all this budget, right?
Yes.
Okay. And I did have one other thing, the police department, under, meals and meals and something, they spent $2,000 this year, last year. It's $11,000 this year. What kind of deal is that? That's a big increase. Did anybody ask you about that?
That's big.
Did anybody ask you
That's
about
big.
that?
No, I wouldn't ask about that.
Well, they spent 2,000, and it's right at 11,000 this year. And Victor, you did good with those vehicles. I'm
Mr.
sorry.
Williams,
Tell
right here.
Victor that he did good with those vehicles. I agree with it, not needing new ones. Appreciate it.
Victor does good.
I have no problem with him on that. Thank you.
Fair. All right.
I make a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Second.
Keith, I would like to tell you, you are doing an outstanding job at what you do and have to deal with.